The number one challenge facing entrepreneurs today is not having enough revenue to purchase the resources that are necessary to execute that big vision they have for the people they were called to serve. Not having enough revenue to hire an assistant, not having enough revenue to leave their 9 to 5. In some cases, not having enough revenue to purchase the coach or the consulting program they need in order to take their business to the next level. That sounds like you say yes. See, it sounds like some of you in here right now. My number one outcome today is to share how to earn an extra $100,000 a month over and beyond whatever you may be earning today by having a 7-figure sales team. And I want you just to imagine for a moment, how your life would be different if you had an extra $100,000 per month. It's pouring into your bank account month after month after month. There's an extra $100,000, and this is over and beyond whatever you're earning today. In fact, go ahead and jot this down in your notes. What would you do with the money? Like, seriously, like, get a piece of paper out right now. Those that are watching online, get your phone out. You had an extra $100,000. What would you do with that money? Maybe you'd pay off your mortgage. Maybe you'd save for retirement. Maybe for some of you, you just get out of debt. For others, there's causes you truly believe in, and you want to write a check for those causes that you believe in so that organization, that company would have the resources they need. Or maybe for some of you, you want to send your kids to a school of your choice. Or when you take vacations, you want to be in a 5-star resort, eat at a 5-star restaurant, or maybe just go first class. Here's what I know is possible. Today, it's possible as a result of shifting one area, that is you as a CEO, focusing on your sales department, you'll be able to generate extra revenue. Jot this down in your notes. This is the mantra I believe that every CEO needs to have. And I'm only talking to the CEOs. If you're not an entrepreneur, maybe you get motivated, maybe you get excited. But for all the CEOs out there, who are responsible for generating revenue in your business, put this down in your notes. It's my mantra, and I like to share it wherever I go, and that is focus on sales. Focus on sales. Focus on sales. Focus on what? Sales, that's right. Why? You might say, Shay, why? Why are we starting that way? Because sales is the oxygen for every great business in history. And without sales, there's always more money going out than there is coming in. Shay, what's the point? What do you want to land? What's the point? The point here, put this down in your notes. Selling is really, really serious business. In fact, did you know that 95% of businesses, even in today's economy, don't earn $1 million. I'm not talking about being profitable. I'm talking about just top line sales. And the rest of them, they don't even earn $100,000 a year selling their products or services. And the biggest reason why is because sales. Now you might say, Shay, sales is not everything. I don't want to just have sales. I don't want to have sales. But I will share this with you. When you make more sales, you make more money. And when you have more money, you can have more meaning in the world. When you have more income coming into your account, you can have bigger impact. As my good friend Della Toro likes to say, you can make $1 and a difference at the same time. If you're a CEO, you want to make $1 and a difference at the same time, say yes. Yes. See, I'm with the right people at the right time, at the right place, and I get it. Because I was just like you. Now, for some of you who are meeting me for the very first time, I'll share a little bit about my backstory. For those that are family, I'm glad you're back. Now you can turn your attention back to the sales department, the one area that drives the entire company. As a CEO, you committed to focus on sales. Now, a little bit about me. Let me slow down. A little bit about me. I'm a native Washingtonian. I've only worked for 2 companies my entire career. I worked for Citibank after undergraduate, and I went to Morgan State University in Baltimore, Maryland. Shout out to all the HBCUs, by the way. And I didn't do sales. And then after finishing graduate school, I went to Johns Hopkins University, which is also in Baltimore, Maryland. I worked for Verizon for the next 9 years, and I didn't do sales there either. And then back on May 31st, 2004, I was going into the office. I was a hotshot. I was a young man back then. I even had hair, by the way. I was a hotshot, by the way. I was a director at Verizon. I was super excited. And I walked in, and my VP at the time, Perry Fagan, said, Shay, we got news. We're going to be laying some people off. No big deal. We've done this before. I was ready to step up to the plate. He said, no, we've got to let you go. I was floored. I never wanted to be an entrepreneur. This was not a freaking dream of mine, okay, by the way. I liked having stock options. I liked going into work. I liked coming home. And now I was laid off. Have you ever been hit with the punch that you never saw coming. Think about in your own life. Maybe there was a time in your health and you got hit with something that you wasn't expecting. Or maybe it was in a relationship. Maybe you've been there before, but I was hit with that punch. And as I was driving home, totally upset, didn't know what I was going to do, I decided I was going to start my own company. Sound like a good idea? How many had some good ideas? Say, yes, I'm going to have a good idea. He said, I'm going to get started. Sound like a good idea. You know why? Because I had severance. 10 months. Come on, somebody. I thought I was a millionaire back then, by the way. And I had some money saved. This is going to be easy peasy breezy. Some of my homies had their own company. I was like, shh, they can have a company. The time has come for yours truly, Shay Brown, to start his company. Maybe you've been like that before. So I got started. This is how I got started. I just went down to Kinko's that evening, had some business cards made up, called myself Coach Shay. Everybody else was a freaking coach. Why couldn't I be a coach, by the way? Hung my shingle out the door and just called myself Coach Shay. I got started. You ever got started and was just so excited? And then after about 90 days in business, I was tired, I was frustrated, and in short, I was out of money. And hence I learned the golden rule in business. Jot this down in your notes. The golden rule in business is to never run out of money. That's the golden rule in business. Not only did I run out of money, my second wife, don't judge me, please don't judge me. My second wife decided to leave, by the way, because the money was funny, the change was strange, I wasn't doing what I was supposed to be doing. I am married again, by the way. Give me a hand, I'm married again. I'm on my third marriage, yes. Don't judge me, I'm gonna affect my self-esteem, okay? But we've been together now for 16 years, so I'm very excited. But anyway, that wife at the time decided to leave. Now normally when the wife leaves, I had 2 sons, they normally go with the mom. Not in this case. My 2 boys decided they want to stay with dad. I'm like, what in the LL Cool J is going on? Y'all want to stay with me? No job, not bringing any money. Now I have 4 extra eyeballs looking at me. You ever found yourself in a situation you didn't want to be in, but you had to be in that situation? And now I'm burning through my 401k. Don't judge me. I'm not suggesting anyone burn through their 401k. Have you ever doubled down and betted on yourself and was losing? So I was double down betting on myself. And then one day, I'm upstairs working hard, because that's what you do as an entrepreneur when you don't have no clients. You just keep working hard. And my sons come run upstairs. Dad, someone's still in the car. What? I run downstairs. I look out my window, and there's my Lexus truck. I used to love that Lexus truck. White, cream. Oh, it was beautiful, by the way. And Kevin was there to take the truck away. Now, normally Kevin, the repo guy, would knock at the door. This wasn't his first time. Don't judge me, by the way. Don't judge me. And he would knock at the door, and he would at least say, hey, we would like to get anything out the car before I take it. In this case, I guess he said he's going to just take it. So I look over at him. I look at my sons. Look back at him, and I get what's called the brother nod. He gives me the brother nod back. I look over at my sons, and I said, don't worry. The car is just going to the garage. I lied. And it was in that moment I had the never again moment. Think about your own life. Not about me. This is not about me. This is all about you. Think about your own moment. What was that moment you ever had, the never again moment? Like, never again would I find myself in a situation where I have to lie to my sons. Never again would I find myself in a situation where I had to take my sons down to the gym. Don't judge me, by the way, because the water was cut off and we had to take showers because I was betting on myself. Never again would I borrow money from family. And maybe that's not your story, and that's okay. Don't worry, we're going to get into how to build a 7-figure sales team, but I want you to know the person you're sitting up here, by the way, wasn't always this way, and so I'm betting on myself, so I did the next best thing. There was this guy named Eric Loftholm. He was in Rockland, California. I got the email, never met the guy, and he says, I can help you build a business for $5,000. Remember, this was 2004. $5,000 with a lot of money back then. I mean, it's a lot of money now, but not as it was back then. So I went to my brother and said, hey, I'd like to borrow $5,000. Here's the point I want to make, by the way. I borrowed $5,000 from him. I went off to work with Eric Loftholm, took the class, and he gave me one idea. Because you only need one idea to change your life. Jot this down in your notes. One good idea implemented. Put this in your notes. Like, you at home, you watching right now. One good idea implemented is better than 1,000 ideas you know right now. So he gave me one idea. That's all you need. He said, Shay, why don't you focus on sales? I said, sales? I'm not a sales guy. I hate sales, actually. In fact, I'm a business consultant. Look at my card. Coach Shay. Nobody was hiring me. But then he said these words to me. This is what I want you to hear before I move on to the most important part, which is how to make money in your business. But it changed my life, And I'm 100% confident if you just get just this one idea and you implement it, it'll shift your entire business and it'll allow you to really live the life you've always wanted and have the impact in the business area you wanted. And he said this, selling equals service. Selling equals service. Selling equals service. Selling equals what? Service. So in my mind back then, someone was trying to convince someone, persuade someone, try to get them to do something you didn't want to do, and I felt really icky doing it. He says, no, no, no. Selling is about serving. Put this down in your notes. Put this in your notes. And if you take your notes, put this in your notes. And this is something that I came up with. It really resonates with me. I always tell people, people will pay you today if you help them solve a problem today. So I moved from the selling business to the problem-solving business. You find rich people who have problems, you solve their problems. You find people with money who have problems, you solve their problems. So you focus on solving problems. Don't chase the money, add value. Put that down in your notes. Don't chase the money, add value. And the money will chase you. And that shifted my entire business, and it got me off to a start. Now, I wish I could say the story just went from there all the way up to where I'm at now, but that wasn't the case. I had to learn some systems along the way. And maybe you've had this example in your own hometown. Maybe there's a local restaurant, let's call it Jack's Burger, and you love the burger. I had a burger for lunch today, a real true story. And you love the burger, and you go to Jack's like, man, this is good. And then you leave your hometown, and you go back 30 years later, and there's still that Jack's Burger sitting there. And there's still a line out the door. You're like, wow, that burger is still good. And then across the street, there's another restaurant called McDonald's. They don't even have the best burgers. I mean, you might agree. I mean, this is recorded, but you might agree, I've heard, they don't have the best burgers. And fast food not even good for you. How many agree that fast food is not good for you? Say yes, but yet McDonald's, without the best burgers, has a system. And it's inside having that system that allows them to have burgers all over the world. What's the difference between Jack's Burgers and McDonald's? It's the system they have in place. What's the difference between your business from where you are now and where you want to go to? It's sales strategy. Put that down in your notes. It's a sales structure. Put that down in your notes. And it's a sales system. It's a sales system. It's a sales what? System. That's right. Oh, I'm with some cool, smart, intelligent folks, and you too, you're online. So if you're watching right now, I'm going to go into how to build a seven-figure sales team. I went on a rant for a moment, but I want you to lean in and tune in, because if you're watching right now and your bank account doesn't reflect how good you are, or you're at a place where you're ready for that next level of success, and when the question is asked, when do you stop learning? The obvious answer is you never knew. Then the time has come now to take your business all the way to the next level. And one of the ways to do that is to have a seven-figure sales team. So we're going to shift the conversation now to your sales department. You're the CEO. You're responsible. You can fire yourself, I guess, but you're probably not going to do that. You're responsible. So let's talk about it. So let me share a system for generating seven figures in your business. Now I want you to think. Put down in your notes. If I was to build a seven-figure sales team, as the CEO, that's my only freaking responsibility, by the way, is to get in front of people who have a problem and then share it and then make sure the sales department has the system. What would you do to build a seven-figure sales team? Just put it in your notes. I'm not going to ask, this is not you online. You don't have to type anything in, but put it in your notes. No, seriously, you want to generate $100,000 more, and the answer to who ain't you no more, and because I've never seen anyone really achieve their dream and not have a team, so the answer to who ain't you is not how much more can you do, it's about the system you have in place to generate the revenue. This is a serious conversation. You're not going to shout, it's not a raw thing, but if you tune in, it will change your life when you change your income. Put it down. Now, I'm going to walk you through the 5 components of a seven-figure sales team that has helped our clients not only generate revenue, but have more impact, have more meaning, and made a greater difference in the world. And they've gone from talking about it to being able to write a check and do it. So let's go ahead and give it the 5 components. There are 5 components of a seven-figure sales team. How many components? 5. That's right, 5. Component number 1 is you need to hire a sales rep. Now, I'm going to suggest the sales rep works on 100% commission. They're responsible and understand at least all of your products and services, which is pretty cool, by the way. And you think about where you are right now. If you're the one doing all the selling, that's cool. But what if you brought on a sales rep that was the only part? Now, typically, we're not going to do it here when I ask the question, why not a sales rep on 100% commission? Not you, but some folks will say, Shay, I can't afford a sales rep. Or Shay, I'm not sure how to hire a sales rep. Don't worry, we'll teach you how to do that. But if you're a person out there thinking, I didn't think I could really afford one. Okay, let's do the math. Let's talk about one of my clients, Claire, and what she was able to do. And I gave her this exact same example. Number one, imagine that you hire a sales rep. 100% commission. What type of commission? 100%. That means they only get paid based on results. And they generate $20,000 next month. And you, and all your brilliance in selling, you generate $20,000. None of us, some is higher, some is lower, but at least $20,000. Come on, at least today's world. So $20,000 here. Then you say the sales rep I'm going to give a 20% commission to. So $20,000 minus 20% gives you how much? $4,000. So that's $4,000 that the sales rep gets paid. You weren't there. You were at a training somewhere. You was on vacation with the family. You was doing something else because the answer to who is not who? You. You focus on the team. Now there's $16,000 left in there. Here's what I want you to put down in your notes. If you don't get the other four, and I'm going to teach you in just a moment, put down, I will hire a sales rep. Put that down in your notes. I will hire a sales rep. When you look at your sales plan, your CEO sales one-page plan that we teach, top of the plan is hire a sales rep, not how do I do more. Put that down in your notes. We'll talk about that. And then for those folks that say, hey, Shay, I want to know, where do I find a sales rep? How do I hire sales reps? How do I train a sales rep? Here's what you can do. Now, they say don't do it, but this is my personal cell number. Because statistically speaking, all of you watching online, you're not going to do it. But here's the good news, you can. Text the word CEO. Text the word CEO. We're going to open up our masterclass. We talked about step-by-step how to hire, how to train, and the whole blueprint to have a seven-figure sales team. I'm going to get into more here. Text the word CEO. Don't write it down. That's so 1980s. That's so 1980s. Take your phone out right now. Just take your phone out. Open it up. I'll give you 60 seconds. Open up Messenger. Type in 202-270-1662. Text the word CEO. That's the bat signal. That's the bat signal. And when you do that, not only will you get the CEO sales playbook, but you also get access into the CEO Secret Society. There's no cost for you out there, by the way. If you got a hold of this long lost video file for some reason, it's on the honor system, okay? You got 5 minutes. It's on the honor system. I'm believing you're going to follow the honor system. So you can do it no matter when you're seeing this. Okay, 5 minutes. Okay, step number 2. Step number 1 was to have a sales rep. Step number 2 was have a sales affiliate team. And you might be saying, Shay, what is a sales affiliate team? I love it. A sales affiliate team, these are folks who they're mercenaries. They're mercenaries. They're only in it for the money. They understand maybe one or two of your products. One, or how many? Two of your products. And they're in places you're not in. They're driving traffic to your website when you're not there. And their number one goal is to solve a problem that you have. And I want you to think about it. In the sales affiliate team, when you're out there, you think about who's able to do this over and over and over again, right? You walk into the Apple store, you go into the Apple store. I believe that God is a woman, because who else would create Apple product, by the way? And there's an Apple product there. And when you go in there, Apple only makes 30% of the products inside the Apple store. The rest, they're affiliate of. So I want you to step back for a moment. I want you to imagine that you build a sales affiliate team. And these are folks who are out there. If you're a real estate agent, maybe there's someone out there that sells insurance. If you're a business manager or you're a speaker doing motivation, maybe you're working with HR managers and they're affiliates. So now here's the question I ask. Number one, how much revenue came into your business as a result of having a sales rep? The answer is 0 or not enough. Continue to pay attention, please. How much revenue came into the business as a result of having a sales affiliate team? There are different softwares that you can use to make it so much easier for you now. And with AI and everything going out, you can give them all the resources they need. In the past, that was a challenge. People say, well, how do I get them everything they need? Not anymore. Make a commitment as a CEO. You make the decision. You drive the business. You're responsible for the revenue. And again, if you're not in business right now, it's okay. Continue to pay attention. This is still going to be pretty good for you. All right. Number 3. Number 1 was to hire a sales rep. Number 2 was to hire a sales affiliate. Number 3 is a sales ambassador team. Now, the sales ambassador team, they're a little bit different. The sales rep was 100% commission. The sales affiliate, mercenaries. They're only in it for the money, but they're in places you're not. They're out there to driving revenue to you. The sales ambassador team, I like them because these are folks who are already in the inner circle. These are folks who believe in your mission, your goals, and your objectives. You can't motivate them by money. They believe in the problem you're solving. They believe in you as an individual. But here's what they're interested in: rewards and recognition. Put that down in your notes. Rewards and recognition. They like to be rewarded. They like to be recognized for their contribution. They like to be part of a community that's bigger than themselves. I want you to slow down and look at your own business and ask yourself the question, how can I develop sales ambassadors, doesn't cost you one dime, who are able to not only get our message out there, not only be able to get us the visibility, but also be able to drive revenue to your business by solving a problem. If you're sitting in here right now and you're like, Shay, I thought about it, but I haven't done it. Now is the time to move forward. If you're out there and you're like, okay, Shay, I get it. Step number one was to have a what? Sales rep. What was number two? Sales affiliate. And what was number three? Sales ambassador. You got it. And hang in there. The fourth one is a digital sales solution. And I like the digital sales solution because this is in this modern time of talking about AI and talking about everything on the internet. It begs the question, how much revenue is coming in without your labor just from the online production? I believe what gets measured gets managed. What gets managed gets better. It's not a Shea Brown original, but how true is that? So we want to measure how much revenue is coming in from our digital sales solutions, and sometimes there's a problem there. Give you an example. Working with one of our clients, and this was during the pandemic. And they had spent a lot of money. Back then they had something called PP money, and this was many years ago, depending on when you're seeing this. And the government gave folks money so they could help stay in business in so many worlds, like they've done number of corporations, okay? So it wasn't freaking unusual for them to do it. It's just for entrepreneurs to get it. It was unusual. Anyway, they had this money. They had already spent the money on marketing, which they should, although I think sales drives marketing. Marketing never drives freaking sales. But anyway, so they spent the money on marketing, spent the money on ads, and they had a problem. I got a call, and they said, Shay, our website is not converting. Would you jump on a call with our marketing and branding team? Now, I was humbled, happy to be there. So we got on one of those Zoom calls. Remember back in the day, this was a long time ago, so maybe you don't remember that. Got on a Zoom call, and I showed up, and I'm there, and my goal was to say, how can they make more sales online? So the guy got on there, and I don't think he was too happy I was there, by the way. And he looked at me and said, so, have you looked at our website? I said, yeah, I got a good news. The good news is you don't have a sales problem. The better news is I'm here. I'm going to save you probably about $50,000. Yeah, and he looks at me, he's like, okay. I said, well, let me ask a question first. What is the purpose of the sales page of the website so I can understand? What's the purpose? And he's like, he was totally like just not into my jokes and humor that day, obviously. But he says, the purpose of the sales page is to what? Sell, right? And that's what you're probably thinking as well. And I said, yes, but that was the old way of doing things. The purpose of a sales page is not to sell. See, I'm part of the LL Cool J gang, part of that generation from a long time ago. I got remix version on everything, remix on everything. The old way was go to a sales page, have a sales price on there, and maybe they buy something. That was the old way. So they was running traffic there, no one's buying. There was no retargeting. In English, that just means like Amazon. Someone goes, they don't buy, and you pay more money to follow them around. And I said, well, we can't call anyone back, even if you hired our sales team, because there are no leads. There's no one opting in. I said, what if we take the price off? Because the purpose of the sales page is just to state the problem and find out if someone has an interest, want, or a desire. And I do say interest, want, or desire. And I want you to pick that up. That's very important because someone could be interested in losing weight and do freaking nothing about it, right? Someone could be interested in spending less than they make and do nothing about it. But if they have a desire like Shea Brown, I'm a t-shirt fanatic, by the way. So if I ever get them on TikTok with t-shirts, my wife will tell you, I'm ordering the t-shirt for $15, then paying $20 to get it shipped the next day because got to have my t-shirt right away. That's called a desire. So I said the purpose of a sales page is to have an interest, want, or desire. Once they opt in, give you their first name, last name, phone number, and email, then they go to what's called a checkout page. And the purpose of the checkout page is to add value. Jot this down in your notes. This is so important. Price only matters in the absence of value. It only matters in the absence of value. So in their digital sales solution, they had done everything else, but it wasn't converting. So as a result, we made just that one change and so many other things. And as a result, she went on to earn an extra $50,000 plus. Not because of me, already a rock star, not because of Shea Brown, but I'd like to believe we played a small part in it. And now part of her sales team is her digital online sales. And that's something that you can adapt to right now. And then the last one that I want to share, and if you're out there watching saying, you know, Shea, generating a sales team just wasn't top of mind to me. In fact, when I go look at my goals for this year, I didn't put down build a seven-figure sales team. Or as a CEO, I know about it intellectually. You don't have to tell me that. I'm really good. But now you're making the sales department front and center. You're letting me know that the sales department is what funds everything else in the entire business, because sales is the oxygen for every great business in history. And if you're serious and you're motivated, text the word CEO now. Just, even if you just came in just now, you say, I don't even know what's going on. Just text the word CEO to this number, 202-270-1662. When you do, you'll get a response back. The response will give you access to the CEO Sales Playbook, where we go into way more detail on how to build a seven-figure sales team, step by step by step, and grant you access to the CEO Secret Society, a place where CEOs are focused on running a company, but making it profitable. I mean, those are two entirely freaking different conversations. And so they want to make it profitable, and they understand whether you're a nonprofit out there. Nonprofit don't mean no profit. Hello? Nonprofit don't mean no profit. Nonprofits make a heck of a lot more money than a lot of these companies out there, but it's still important. You got to sell your idea, you got to sell your beliefs, or you got to sell a product or service. Text the word CEO. Include your first name, we're requiring that. Your last name, we're requiring that. And your best contact number and email, and we'll send it to you. And again, if you're watching this online and you just got a hold of this, no problem, no problem. You're just on the honest system. We got 5 minutes. The last one I'll share, the time I have, is a sales cheerleader. Now, a sales cheerleader at the end of the day is, we know nothing sells like success. So you're going to take the videos that you're getting from folks you help serve, you're going to take the information they've given you, the successes, and you're going to package that into software that allows you to push that out to other folks. So there's not about visibility, it's about making a change in the lives of others. And if having a sales cheerleader, that's what I call it, because we got to have our own thing, as part of it, then I'm going to really, really encourage you to do that now, because you're already a CEO. You're already amazing. You're already incredible. You're already someone who's doing something super, super amazing. And the fastest, easiest way to grow the business is by increasing your sales results. What I want to share is you're doing this because I already know you're incredible. I already know you're amazing. I mean, I believe that whether you build a seven-figure sales team or not, you will be successful. But what I do know is by having a seven-figure sales team, you get there faster, easier, with less effort, and you make a difference for the folks you serve. And the reason I say that is because I recall when I was running the Marine Corps Marathon, and I learned just one idea of running this. Now, I ran the first Marine Corps Marathon because Oprah Winfrey had run the Marine Corps Marathon. If Oprah Winfrey could run a marathon, Shay Brown can. Remember, I was young then. I was young. A lot of energy. So I said, I'm going to run this Marine Corps Marathon. And we're down in Washington, D.C., 26,000+ people out there, and I'm out there running. I'm so excited. And then they're cheering, and you pop, 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 pop. And then, boom, I hit mile 18. You hit mile 18, that's called the wall. And the wall is when you boom, you stop. And when you stop, you can't go any further. And I said, woo. And I said, sit down for a few minutes. Maybe as you're watching, you've hit the wall in your business. Maybe you hit the wall in your sales. Think about the wall that you may be facing in front of you right now. We always have a wall we have to get over. I sat down and I watched other people go by. Now, maybe you don't do this, but have you ever sat down and seen other people doing something like, I know, they're not still running. That's not possible. Maybe you've seen that happen. So I got back in the race and I walked and crawled and I made it. I finished in 5 hours and 27 minutes. Give me a hand, that's pretty good. Yes, I finished. I mean, the finish is amazing. But how many of you finished something and knew you could do better? You knew you had the potential inside of you to perform at a much higher level. So this time, I decided to run with a running group. This time, they had a trainer. This time, I did what I was supposed to do, and I was part of a team. Every dream needs a team. I want you to know that. You need a system, and you need a team. And so we're out there, and they said, when we get to mile 18, Shay, we're going to say, I'm trained, I'm strong, I'm ready. I said, I ain't doing all that. Y'all crazy. Not me. No, seriously. I'm trained. I'm strong. I'm ready. So we got to running. I hit mile 18 because that was my barrier. And all of a sudden, they were saying, I'm trained. They would hit me. I'm strong. I'm ready. I said, oh, get out of here. Then all of a sudden, I start saying, I'm trained. I'm strong. I'm ready. I'm trained. I'm strong. I'm ready. I'm trained. I'm strong. I'm ready. We finished that race. And I didn't break overtime. I finished in 4 hours and 42 minutes. Overtime is 4 hours and 30 minutes, by the way. But I finished. Give me a hand. I finished. Yes, I finished. And here's the message I want to share with you. Yes. The message I want to share with you right now is you're trained, you're strong, and you're ready. Repeat after me. I'm trained. I'm strong. I'm ready. I'm trained. I'm strong and I'm ready. And here's what I want you to know. You're trained, you're strong, you're ready. You're a CEO, you're amazing. As you're watching, I want you to know your best best is still yet to come. With that being said, my name is Che Brown. Make it a great day, everyone. We're out of here. Peace.